Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to take a scientific look at one of life's biggest questions. What does it really take to live a happy and fulfilling life? We're going to dive right into the blueprint for well-being.
I mean, what truly makes for a good life? It's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? Philosophers, artists, every single one of us. It's this timeless human search for happiness. But here's the cool part. What if the answer isn't just, some big philosophical debate? What if science actually has something to say about it? For the longest time, psychology was all about what was going wrong with people, mental illness and disorder. But then, something really important shifted. Researchers started asking, hey, what about what goes right? And out of that research, a really clear framework, a blueprint, started to take shape.
All right, so first up, we're going to move way beyond just thinking of happiness as, a simple smile or a good mood that comes and goes. We're talking about the real science behind what it means to truly flourish.
And this whole field of study, it's called positive psychology. The big name you need to know here is the psychologist Martin Seligman. He's the guy who basically said, hey, psychology shouldn't just be about fixing what's broken. We should also be building what's best in us. It's all about figuring out the real pillars of a positive life.
So to really get this, you got to understand there have been these two classic ways of looking at happiness. On one hand, you have the pleasant life. This is all about feeling good, right? Chasing pleasure, enjoying that great meal, that awesome vacation. Then, on the other hand, you've got the meaningful life. This is about purpose, about being part of something bigger than yourself. But here's the kicker. What if you don't actually have to choose between them?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Dr. Seligman put together this model that beautifully combines both of those ideas. It's called the PERMA model, and this right here is our scientific blueprint for well-being.
So, PERMA. P-E-R-M-A. It's an acronym for the 5 core building blocks that science has shown are absolutely essential for long-term happiness. And listen, here's the most important takeaway. Happiness isn't this one single thing you just find. It's something you build through habits and different ways of thinking. So let's break down each one of these blocks. All right, let's start building. We're going to kick things off with the first 2 elements. These are all about our day-to-day feelings and how we connect with the things we do in our lives. First up, P is for positive emotions. And look, this is so much more than just feeling happy. We're talking about the whole spectrum of good feelings. Gratitude for something a family member did, hope for what's ahead, the love you feel for your kids, or just that feeling of awe when you see a beautiful sunset. And the research is clear. These feelings aren't just fluffy, nice-to-have things. They actually build up our resilience and can even undo the physical damage of stress. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, next is E for engagement. And this is all about getting into that incredible state of flow. You've probably felt this before. It's a concept from another amazing psychologist, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It's when you're just completely lost in an activity. Could be a hobby, a project, even a deep conversation. You totally lose track of time. Your skills are perfectly matched to the challenge. You're just in the zone. So how do we get more of this flow in our lives? Well, it really starts with doing things you genuinely love. A great tip is to figure out what your top personal strengths are and then find new ways to use them. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even something as simple as taking a walk with your family, putting the phones away, and just really noticing the world around you, that can be a gateway to full engagement. Okay, so we've looked inward. Now, let's shift our focus to how we connect with the world and the people around us. The next 2 building blocks, relationships and meaning, are all about our ties to others and to a bigger purpose. And that brings us to R for relationships. Honestly, the simplest way to put it comes straight from positive psychology. Other people matter. That's it. We are wired to be social creatures. Feeling loved, supported, and valued by others isn't some nice bonus. It's absolutely fundamental to our well-being. And you know what? Actively working on our connections, especially with our family, is one of the surest ways to boost our happiness. It's about being there for each other when things are tough, for sure. But, and this is so important, it's also about celebrating the good times together, really sharing in each other's successes. A simple way to start? Just ask better questions and really truly listen to the answers. You'd be amazed at how much that can strengthen your bonds. All right, on to M, which stands for meaning. This is our why. It's that deep down sense that your life matters, that you're part of something that's bigger than just you. Now, meaning looks different for everyone. For some people, it's their career. For others, it's their faith or their community. But a really powerful way to find it is to cultivate it as a family. Maybe you all volunteer for a cause you believe in. Or you think about how you can use your family's combined talents to help someone else. Having that shared purpose really acts like an anchor, especially when things get tough. All right, we're on to the final building block. Let's see how this last piece fits and how it all comes together to create what scientists call a state of flourishing.
And last but not least, we have A for accomplishment. Now hold on, this isn't just about winning awards or getting a big promotion. It's about that inner drive to get better at things, to master a skill, to achieve a goal just for the sake of it. It's that quiet feeling of pride when you finally finish a tough project or learn how to do something you couldn't do before.
So here's the thing. These 5 elements, P, E, R, M, and A, they're not just nice ideas, they're actually measurable. Researchers have tools, like the PERMA profiler, to see how someone is doing in each of these 5 areas. And when you're scoring high across the board, that's what they call flourishing, living a life that's rich in all these different ways.
And you can see this play out in the real world in some fascinating ways. Take this study of over 500 high school students in Qatar. They measured their well-being using PERMA and then looked at their grades. The result was crystal clear. The students with excellent academic performance also had way higher well-being scores. So flourishing isn't just about feeling good, it's actually linked to doing well.
So, the big question is, how do you actually use this blueprint in your own life? Well, this checklist is a great place to start. Just look at these questions. How can you savor a joyful family moment today? Who can you connect with a little more deeply? Just pick one that resonates with you. This framework gives you 5 different doors you can open to start building your well-being right now. And really, that brings us right to the final, most important question. Looking at these 5 building blocks, positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment, which one is calling out to you right now? What's one small thing you can do today to build on it? Thanks so much for joining me.